to continue the chapter Metals and Non-Metals. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the third chemical property of the metals and non-metals. In the previous class, in the previous lecture, we had discussed some of the chemical properties of metals like reaction of metals with oxygen, reaction of metal with water, and reaction of metal with the acids. Now we are here to have the look on another type of reaction of metals, that is reaction of metals with solution of other metals. Now actually it is solution of other metal salt. Okay. Now for understanding this topic, we have to know about this subtopic. This is actually the reactivity series. Now what is this reactivity series? It is also called as activity series. So how can one define the activity and the reactivity series? For this, what we do, it is the arrangement of metals in a vertical column in order of their decreasing reactivity is called as reactivity series. Means if we arrange the metals in order of their decreasing reactivity, then that series is called as reactivity series. Now here I have made the reactivity series. Here you can see several metals are given here, and these metals are arranged on the basis of their reactivity. So very first is K, that is potassium. So potassium is the most reactive metals. Now the second is sodium, then calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, and gold. So already you know silver, gold and platinum are called as noble metals and they are least reactive metals. So this gold is least reactive according to your NCERT. Otherwise you can also write platinum because platinum is less reactive than this gold. So this is the reactivity order. From potassium to gold, the reactivity decreases. So this is the reactivity order, and on the basis of reactivity we just arrange the elements, we just arrange the metals in the decreasing order, and that order gives us the reactivity series. Now why it is necessary that we have to know about the reactivity series? This is because we want to react a metal with the other metal salt, and that is known as actually the displacement reaction. So on the basis of the reactivity series, we can come to this reaction, that is reaction of metals with the other metal salt solution. Actually this property is termed as displacement reaction, and already you have read about this displacement reaction in chapter 1 and even about the reactivity series also. So you can refer that lecture also. Now what is this displacement reaction? Displacement reaction is actually the displacement of a metal by the other metal. Actually, more reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its metal salt solution. So we can write the definition here. More reactive metals displaces the less reactive metals from its salt solution. So this is actually the reaction of metal with other metal salt. Now you can see here this, I have not deleted the reactivity series so that you can write several examples. So if we react iron with copper sulfate. So copper sulfate is one of the salt of copper. So we have taken here copper sulfate reacts with iron. Now what can be the product? You just see the reactivity series, students. You can see here iron is upper than the copper in the series. That's why iron is more reactive than the copper. So this reaction becomes FeSO4 plus Cu. So what happens here? This copper gets displaced by this iron. So this is actually the reaction of one metal from its other metal salt. And this is always in the aqueous phase. This product is always in the aqueous phase. Got it? Now, if a reaction come in your exam like this, so in the first look, what student will do? यहाँ पे कॉपर है भाई, यहाँ पे आयरन है, हमने डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन पढ़ा है, तो इसको इससे हम रिमूव कर देते हैं. But here you have to do remember, this copper being less reactive than this iron, it cannot displace this iron. So this reaction is not possible. So students, never commit this type of mistake in your exam. Always a higher reactive metal can displace the less reactive metals. Got it? Now, we can write several more examples. If we are having Na plus MgCl2 aqueous. So here you can see magnesium, here sodium. So which one is more reactive? Obviously the sodium. So this sodium displaces this magnesium from its salt and it becomes NaCl plus Mg. So this is actually the displacement reaction where more reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its salt solution. Here you have to make it aqueous also, otherwise the reaction will be not carried out. So today we just discussed the reactivity series and the reaction of metals with the solution of other metal salts, that is about the displacement reaction. Now let's have a look on the chemical properties of the non. So let's have a look on the chemical properties of non-metals. So since non-metals are very less reactive in comparison to the metals, that's why they have less chemical properties than that of the metals. So let's have a look on some of the chemical properties of non-metal. Very first thing which I have written is they are electronegative elements. Means they accept the electron to form the negative ion, that is anion. So Cl, when takes one electron, it becomes Cl minus. Similarly, oxygen when takes two electron, it becomes O2 minus. And in contrast with it, the metals are electropositive in nature because metals donate electron to form the cations. Now, we see the first property, that is reaction with the oxygen. Now, how non-metals reacts with oxygen? So, non-metals reacts with oxygen to form corresponding oxides, and this oxide is either acidic or neutral. Students, you have to remember that generally the oxides of metal are basic, but here the oxides of non-metals are generally acidic and some are neutral also. Let's have a look on the examples like carbon plus oxygen, it will give carbon dioxide gas. Similarly, sulfur plus oxygen, it will give SO2 gas. So these two oxides are acidic because when we react this carbon dioxide with water, it will give carbonic acid. So since when it dissolves in water, it liberates acidic solution, it forms carbonic acid. That's why this oxide is taken as acidic oxide. Similarly, when we see sulfur dioxide, when it dissolves in water, when it reacts with water, it forms sulfurous acid, which shows that this oxide is actually acidic in nature. Now, this H2 plus O2 give H2O. This oxide is actually the neutral oxide. So, non-metal react with the oxygen to give the oxide. Some of them are acidic, actually maximum are acidic, and some are neutral oxides. Now, the second chemical property is reaction with water. How non-metals reacts with water? So, generally, non-metals do not react with water, not even in the steam condition, not even with the water gas, not even with the gaseous state of water. So, here we have written, generally it do not react with water. Some highly reactive non-metals like fluorine, they react with the non-metal to give oxygen and ozone. Students, already you know the formula of ozone is what? O3. Now let's have a look on the reaction. 2F2 gas plus 2H2O liquid, it will give 4HF aqueous plus O2 gas, 3F2 gas plus 3H2O liquid, it will give 6HF hydrogen fluoride plus O3. So this fluorine, being more reactive non-metal, reacts with water to give oxygen or ozone. Now one more reaction we have to read, that is reaction with the acids. So students, here we can write reaction with acids. So you just have to write non-metals do not react with acids. That's it. So these are only the three properties of non-metals, three chemical properties of non-metal. First is reaction of non-metal with oxygen, which form the corresponding oxides. Then reaction of non-metal with water. Generally non-metal do not react with water, but some highly reactive non-metal react with water to give ozone and oxygen dioxygen. Then reaction with acids. So non-metal generally do not react with the acids. And all these property is due to its electronegative nature. That is, it has tendency to accept the electrons. So students, today we discussed about the displacement reaction of metals. Then we discussed about the reactivity series. And after that, we moved to the chemical properties of non-metal. In the next lecture, students, be attentive in the next lecture, because that is a very, very important topic, that is actually reaction of metals with the non-metals. That is formation of ionic compounds. So, if you are having any doubt, any query regarding this topic, you can ask in the comment box. Thank you.